next guest will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in August. Terrell Owens, welcome back to Undisputed.
Thanks for having me.
But that T.O. had a head full of hair.
I got hair, man. I just keep it low. You know what I mean? You sound like my son, man. You just getting on me.
By the way, congratulations on the Hall of Fame.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
You got it.
Yes, congrats. Let's show a tweet that you sent to 49ers GM John Lynch over the weekend. You wrote, I know Jimmy G is going to need a big play receiver this year at some point. Let's make it happen. Hashtag stay ready. Hashtag Vetmin.
Right.
So how serious are you about playing in the NFL?
Well, you know what? Why not? I mean, if the opportunity arises, you know, for me, everybody has seen that I'm in still great shape. I've been training with a number of guys from Julio Jones and Ross, Travis, Kelsey over the summer break, and so for me, it's just a matter of, like I said, if the opportunity arises, then I will entertain it. But am I actively seeking? No. But I'm always going to be engaged on social media. Everybody has seen really the shape that I'm in. You know, still got it. It's not a reason why I can't play.
T.O.
Oh,
being
my
it,
gosh.
being real, T.O. You gonna be 70 and be abbed up.
No.
But being in shape and being able to take a football hit after 10 years.
Why can't I take a hit?
You can take a hit, but can you get up from those hits?
Absolutely. I'm built for this.
T.O., you ain't played football in a decade.
I'm built for tough. You know, I'm from Alabama.
I
man.
know where you from.
All right, then. Well, you should already know. You should already know. I'm not like everybody else.
Oh, I know. You would. But here's the thing. Let me ask you a question. What makes you think someone would call you?
I'm not saying that they would.
Okay.
Like I said,
But
if the opportunity arises, like I said, am I actively seeking? No, but I'm always going to be engaged with my fans on social media. So again, people have seen me work out.
Right.
You know what I mean? They see that I can still do it.
Can you practice training camp? Can you practice day in and day out?
Dude, I'm a veteran, so like I said, under the right circumstances, yeah.
So you would need a day out, okay.
A coach would understand, like,
Right.
okay, I'm of age, so
Right.
okay, give me a breather here and there.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Terrell,
take care of me.
This is where my man Shannon Sharpe and I part ways. I am on your side on this one. I do believe nobody stays in better shape than this man. And by the way, there's this team down in Dallas called the Cowboys.
Oh, my God.
And right now, we don't even have a number 1 or a number 2. I'm not even sure we have a number 3 receiver right now. You know that, and I know
Y'all got
that.
a bunch of number 2s.
We got maybe a bunch of number 3s. And seriously, age to me is just a number. You're 44, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It just doesn't matter. Can you play right now? I believe you could play. Could you stay healthy? I don't know for sure. Could you survive those hits? Probably you could.
Right.
Let's just do hypothetically. The Dallas Cowboys say, we're going to bring you in. Your role will be somewhat limited.
Right.
You're going to catch, I don't know, your last year at Cincinnati, you caught 72 balls. What if you caught 30 or 40 balls for the Dallas Cowboys? Is that realistic?
Yeah, and you
yes.
put them in a situation to get into the playoffs and opportunity to win a championship. Absolutely.
Can you catch balls out of the slot? Can you run slot routes? That's what I'm trying to make your point for you.
Okay, yes. Check my resume. Check my tape.
But here's the thing, though, Skip.
Yes.
There's somebody that coaches the Cowboys.
Jerry Jones?
I don't know why he went. I don't know why he started there.
of all the
It's a crying need. It's just like it's glaring. It's screaming for somebody.
Why not start with a coach that I went to the Super Bowl with?
I just remembered.
Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Wait, I just remembered
City.
what you recently said about Jason Garrett, so that would be a problem maybe. But
So, yeah.
whatever. I don't even care. You can make peace. You can go forward.
I mean, I can coexist with anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't have an issue until I got released, and so other than that, man, I was working in harmony. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's ups and downs. Like you said, you know, people go through certain situations. But my role on that team, like I said, I was trying to be a leader. You know, understanding some of the things that happen, you know, elsewhere. So,
was Dez Bryant not a disaster last year? He led the NFL in drops. Do I think he could be almost as effective in the ballpark with what Dez did for that team? I do. I honestly do.
You can't do worse.
Well, who could?
I mean, Dez's situation, again, obviously we don't know why his production dipped. I mean, obviously injury has played a big part in that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then again, you talk about the offensive coordinator, you think about the head coach, they see him on an everyday basis. So they are able to assess what he can and cannot do.
Right.
So those injuries that he's had, you know, those are part of the reasons why he weren't as productive.
Right. So, but here's the thing, though. When you look at and I've said you're one of the few big receivers that could run the route tree.
Right.
And you came into a system in the West Coast, you had to be able to play different. You had to play Z, you had to be able to play X, you had to play in the slot.
Right.
So you had to do a lot of different things. So you had to learn the route tree. And I feel what inhibited Dez is Dez didn't learn the route tree. Dez only plays X receiver. He only plays on the ball.
Well, that's not Dez's fault.
Okay.
That's the offensive coordinator's fault. Those are the people that put him in position to be able to succeed.
Right.
So, again, they've been able to see what Dez was able to do the time that he's been in Dallas.
Right.
So, again, like you said, the packages, zebra, eagle, learning why in the slot, outside.
Tiger, far double wing.
Exactly. So those are plays and formations that they're able to put Dez in. But obviously limited playing time because of the injuries plagued him, and everybody has seen his dip in production over the last 3 years. Everybody know he has big playability, but he wasn't able to enhance on that because, like I said, I don't even think he had a veteran in that locker room to help him along.
Right.
Let's go back to the Hall of Fame. The night you were chosen to be in the Hall of Fame at the Super Bowl, Shannon was there. You did not show up for that night that you were chosen.
I had a basketball game.
Okay. You weren't making a statement of any kind because they kept you out for, what was it, a couple of years?
3 years.
Three years.
Took
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always, made my point about the situation. I think I've been treated unfairly based on the process. And you talked about the bylaws, the criteria in which guys are, nominated and ultimately inducted. Obviously, there's been hoops and loops that I had to jump to get in based on my statistics. I mean,
They changed the bylaws to keep you out.
Right, exactly. So to keep me out based on hearsay and all these other things, I didn't really take too kind to that.
I got it.
Other than that, I mean, I'm in now.
But you were the only entrainee who didn't show up, and I had no problem with that. Were you making a statement like, I'm not going to go along with this because you were hard on me?
Right. I did it the first 2 years because statistically, where I stand, I should have been in. If not the first time, okay, if you want to make a point, you made it.
Okay.
The second time.
Yep.
Come on.
There should have been no point made. You look at this. His number says, if there is such thing as a first ballot, he's it.
Right.
He and Randy were the best receivers of their generation. He's one of the three men that ever can say, you know what? I've been a first team All-Pro on 3 different teams. Forget there are a lot of guys in the Pro Football Hall of Fame that did worse things than what T.O. If you want to say him,
So
the Randy on the sideline, but they're worse.
But that's
fast forward. Can you put all that behind you and embrace this event that's about?
I've already embraced it. I think I'm using this moment to really share with the people that have sacrificed for me to be and do what I've done. You think about where I came from, Alexander City, Alabama, small town. I guarantee you, my coaches, they're very proud of me, but nobody thought I was going to come out of there and be a Hall of Famer as I sit here today. When I went to UT Chattanooga, they afforded me an opportunity, number one, to get an education. I played football and basketball there, ran a year of track. So, again, nobody thought that I would be sitting here a Hall of Famer. So I realized what I did on that football field, I earned it. Nobody gave it to me. So I felt ultimately disrespected. I wasn't disappointed because, like you said, my stats spoke very, very loudly. You can put all the other stuff to the side. Like I said, because somebody feels a certain way about me, that shouldn't be a reason why you can't induct me and give me what I deserve, what I rightfully earned.
Go ahead, Skip.
No, that's okay. You chose to present for you George Stewart.
George Stewart, yeah. He was my receiver coach after Larry Kirksey transitioned. George Stewart was my special teams coach for 3 years
in
San Francisco.
Right.
So he understood. He saw me, on an everyday basis. This guy basically, he knew that he saw some potential in me. Every time we went on the road, he would pull me to the side as he saw me progress year to year. He goes, dude, you're going to be something special. And I believed in him, and he believed in me. And so when he took over that receiver position, he allowed me to be who I was as a person, because despite what everybody has said about me as far as, me being arrogant and cocky, when I played on that football field, that's how I was. But off the field, that's not who I am.
Have you made peace with some of the guys that you've been in Dallas, San Francisco, Philly? Have you made peace, say, with Donovan, with Jason Witten, with any of the guys that...
I haven't talked to any of those guys. None of those guys have reached out to me. And
none of them said congratulations?
No.
What?
I'm not mad about it, but it is what it is.
In Dallas, Do you feel like Jason, as the offensive coordinator, was behind the scenes pulling some strings or doing some things that you didn't think was on the up and up? What happened? What transpired between you and Jason Garrett?
There's no reason why. I mean, I still have no answers. I just had finished a 3-year deal there. Right. I had just signed a 4-year extension.
Right.
And I go into the offseason. I had a call with Jerry Jones. He asked me, this is before they built Jerry's World. The next year we go into the big stadium.
Right.
He called me and asked me, goes, what do we need to do to get to that next level? I thought we were talking as owner, player. I thought we were having a conversation as to let's see how we can make this right, how we can make a big splash in Jerry World. I mean, after that call, I thought I was solid.
Right.
Maybe a month or so later, I'm down in Miami. He's there for a meeting in Fort Lauderdale. They called myself and my agent to the hotel, and that's when they basically he did what he did. You drew a line on the table, put everything Cowboys related on one side, put T.O. on this side, and he drew a line and he said, we're parting ways. That's how I got cut. That's how I got cut. I don't have an answer as to why. So when you think about why, to me, there had to be somebody and someone that ultimately led to my departure. And
because
so
you had just come off a 1,000-yard season.
Dude, there's like we talked about this the other time.
We did.
The sheet that was filed to the league, it said that it was production based. Not anything conduct detrimental, none of that. They had a number of boxes to check, but they said it was production based. So I knew that it had to be coaches and some players that were behind the scenes saying, oh, I can't play with this guy. But why? Because I was being productive. I was trying to do things behind the scenes in an organization where we could progress because we weren't doing anything.
But see, you are, how do I say, you are a loner. And I think the biggest misconception about you, T.O., and the bit I've been around you is that what they see on television, they think that's how you are off
the field.
But you're really quiet, you're really reserved, you're really to yourself.
Right.
And
that's how I was raised. I'm a product of my environment. And so, again, that's how I've always been able to be successful, no matter what the turmoil or situations or encounters are around me. You know, I always put my faith in the man above. And when I used to listen to Skip and all these other guys say this and that and the other, I knew that it wasn't true. But if I went out there and played bad, that was going to validate what they said.
Right.
So that's why I went out there and I played with a coat of armor on me, man. I just went out there and just played because I knew everything that I did was under a microscope. But like I said, that's not who I am off the field. You've heard some of the greats say it. When they're in between the lines, when it's competition, it's like a switch. And that's how I am. When I'm in between the lines, I'm a different animal.
So allow me to say this. You seem different today, good different. And you may not be able to see this or accept this, but I believe this is great for you because you feel validated. And I hope you can go up there and really embrace that whole weekend.
I feel validated how?
You have earned it. That you got in the Hall of Fame.
No, that doesn't validate me. I've always felt this way. You guys have seen me on an everyday basis. You know, like I said, you've always said, you know, I've divided the locker room 50-50. But you guys never took the narrative that I was a great guy based on the other guys that said that. You guys took the narrative that I was a bad guy, this and that and the other. That's what the world believes. That's the perception that the media has portrayed about me.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.